Hey guys, welcome to episode number 5 of the ranking of my favorite bands, where we go from my least favorite to my favorite. This is one that's going to be a little more difficult, where I actually had to take notes. 18 albums, I own them all, and that is Judas Priest. Love this band, obviously, if I own all their catalog. Bottom of the list, not so much, but man, this band's first album came out in 1973, I believe. Around that era anyway. I was 2 years old, so I mean they're gonna be kind of impossible for them not to have a couple at the bottom anyway, a couple sneakers. But I'm gonna go from my least favorite to my favorite. So coming in at number 18, wow, this is hard to get through. It's a concept album, Nostradamus. This is not a very good album to me. Just very long, drawn-out songs, like a lot of orchestral sounding stuff. They're just trying to do a concept on the life of Nostradamus. To me, just flat-out pile of shit. It's terrible. It's very, very hard to get through. I've got through it, and it's like Chinese water torture trying to get through. Never want to get through it again. Let's just put it that way. That's why it's number 18, Nostradamus. Number 17. Almost had this last. How do you go from Defenders of the Faith to this is beyond me. I understand you want to change your style some, but they got into guitar synthesizers on here. Turbo, really just, this is horrible. I know it has its fans. Again, this is just my opinion, but guitar synthesizers, really just glam metal kind of sounding guitar synthesizers. I don't think there's a single song on here that I like. I know it has its fans. People love this album. Not this guy. Out in the Cold, I guess, is okay, but this is horrible. Not very good. Number 17 is Turbo. Coming in at number 16 is... they were trying to return back to form, if you will, after releasing that pile of shit Turbo, and they did this, Ram It Down. To me personally, this isn't much better. The songs are just not very memorable. And there was all the drum tracks were done with a drum machine, which forced actually Dave Holland to quit the band. He was furious, from what I understand, after they did it. I can't say I blame him, but it's all done with a drum machine, and you can kind of hear it. And boy, that version of Johnny Be Good on here, just, it's one of the worst cover tunes I've ever heard. Again, it's just my opinion. But number 16 is Ram It Down. Coming in at number 15, the rest of these, they have their good moments. Second album to feature Tim Ripper Owens, who replaced Rob Halford, who left the band for many years. Which, by the way, I love Tim Ripper Owens. I love Rob Halford better, but I do think Tim Ripper Owens is a hell of a singer. Great singer, actually. Demolition. First half of this album I really like a lot. It's got Machine Man. Hell is Home is just a great song. A couple of those are decent. The latter part of the album, though, pretty weak and just real corny lyrics on some of the songs. But number 15 is Demolition. Number 14, a lot of people would have this album ranked possibly a little higher. Got some of my favorite Judas Priest songs, actually. And that is Point of Entry. Terrible album cover, too. I mean, really? But I love the first half of the album. Heading on the Highway, Don't Go, Hot Rockin'. Desert Plains is one of my all-time favorite Priest songs. But the latter half of the album, You Say Yes, is just, it's bad. To me, I don't care for it. All the way, Troubleshooter on the Run. Ugh. If they put this in an EP, I'd probably have it in my top 5, because it's, again, the first part of the album is just killer, and then it just turns into pretty bad. But Rob Halford actually in his book was saying he didn't care for this album, and I understand why. But he also thought Nostradamus is a phenomenal album. So who am I, man? I didn't make the music, but again, that's number 14 is Point of Entry. Coming in at number 13 is the first album to feature Tim Ripper Owens. Album actually I quite like. Heavy as hell album. Not crazy about the album cover. That's Jugulator. Got some pretty decent, memorable songs on here. You got Bloodstained. Bullet Train's okay. Strong enough album. Again, Ripper Owens, man, to me is a good singer, hell of a singer. Number 13 is Jugulator. Coming in number 12 is their last album they've released, Firepower. Second album to feature Richie Faulkner after K.K. Downing had left the band. I think he left the band in 2010. Good, solid album. I really like this album a lot. I played the hell out of it when it first came out. I mean, you know, Lightning Strike's good. What's that? Necromancer. I mean, really good, solid album, though. Number 12 is Firepower. Coming in at number 11. First album to feature Rob Halford in many, many years. He rejoined the band. Angel of Retribution. Really good, solid album. Really good return to form when they came back. This, you know, really good, strong album. I mean, it starts off with Judas is Rising, Deal with the Devil. I mean, Loch Ness is a little corny, but I mean, it's a strong enough album. Number 11 is Angel of Retribution. Top 10. Number 10, a lot of people would have this high, ranked up higher. I think it's a good album. I don't think it's a great album. You know, one of my, you know, it's a decent album. Do like it. Got some great songs on it. Sin After Sin. Got Sinner on here, and Let Us Pray, I Love, Call of the Priest. Descended Aggressor, just a phenomenal album. Number 10 is Sin After Sin. Number 9 is first album to feature Richie Faulkner. Richie Faulkner used to play for Lauren Harris, actually, Steve Harris's daughter. Only thing I could find that he actually played for, but hell of a guitar player. I saw him live with this guy. Really good guitar player, good songwriter too. But first album to feature after K.K. Downing left, Richie Faulkner, and this is Redeemer of Souls. Really good album. Good, strong album here, man. Really good tracks on here, beginning to end. Just really solid, strong album. And that is number 9, and that is Redeemer of Souls. Number 8, I mean, I could change these up because I love the rest of these albums, by the way. But, you know, after releasing that pile of shit Turbo and even how much better Ram It Down, they come out with this. And this is the last album to feature Rob Halford for many, many years. But, man, what a great album. Painkiller. Title track I love. You know, you got Painkiller, Hell Patrol, Leather Rebel. I mean, Metal Meltdown's good. I mean, what is that? Nightcrawler, Love. Just a good, solid album. Number 8 is Painkiller. Number 7, Hellbent for Leather. It's called that here in the States anyway. Over in the original title, they call it in England is Killing Machine. They said it was too offensive, so they call it Hellbent for Leather here. But number 7 is Hellbent for Leather. Great songs on here. Delivering the Goods, Rock Forever. Evening Star, that's, you know, one of the weaker songs. I mean, it's kind of like they're trying to be Queen or something. But other than that, great solid album. Hellbent for Leather, number 7. Number 6, British Steel. Good solid album. You got Rapid Fire, Metal Gods, just a great song. Breaking the Law, of course, and Living After Midnight on here that I could never, you know, if I never hear either one of those songs again, it'd be too soon for me. But I mean, let me tell you, man, just some great album. That's why it's number, what did I have it at? Number 6 is British Steel. But, you know, the one on here that I could do without is United. Another one of those, they're trying to be Queen or something. But other than that, a great album. Top 5. Album I absolutely love. You might ask me, think of this in a week, I'll change this up, but I mean, Screaming for Vengeance, I mean, man, you got Hitting an Electric Eye, just one of the greatest intros of all time. A little tighter, You Got Another Thing Coming, but I mean, just a phenomenal album from front to back. Screaming for Vengeance. Top 4, another phenomenal album I love so much. The Sentinel in itself is one of my all-time favorite Priest songs. When the Night Comes Down. Number 4 is Defenders of the Faith. I love this album. And this is where everybody's going to be shocked. Get something to drink here. You know, I know a lot of people wouldn't have this up this high, but usually when I go for Priest, I listen to this album all the time. A lot of people consider this more of a blues rock album. Al Atkins wrote a lot of this, the original singer of Judas Priest, and this is when Rob Halford was still in the band Hiroshima. You know, this album, the second album, a lot of those songs were written by Al Atkins, but man, this is a great album. I love this album. I know the band themselves are not crazy about the production, but I think it's a great album. That's Rock-A-Rolla. A lot of people would have this a lot, further down on their list, but man, that's why we, all have different opinions, right? But love this album, just phenomenal. Rock-A-Rolla is number 3. Top 2. Number 2 is one of the best albums to me ever made. I just got a phenomenal album. That's Stained Class. You've got Invader, Saints in Hell, Savage, Heroes End, Beyond the Realms of Death. I mean, just a great, great album. I mean, I already knew when I started this list what my top 2 would be, and this is definitely number 2, or some days it could be number 1, because I still listen to this album quite a lot. Great album, Stained Class. Number 1, one of my favorite albums ever made, from front to back, this phenomenal album, Sad Wings of Destiny. Me and my best friend growing up, Rodney Hall, still my best friend, not with us anymore, but this was our favorite album as kids. Still one of my favorite albums. I still put on quite a bit. I mean, just from start to finish. Victim of Changes, The Ripper, Dreamer Deceiver, Deceiver, Tyrant, Genocide, Epitaph, Island of Domination, from front to back, just a phenomenal album. Number 1, I mean, oh man, I gotta show that on vinyl too, right? Killer album cover, but now I go from 1 to 18. That's a lot, by the way. Number 1, Sad Wings of Destiny. Number 2, Stained Class. Number 3, The Shocker, Rock-A-Rolla. Number 4, Defenders of the Faith. Again, The Sentinel. Ugh, killer song. Number 5, Screaming for Vengeance. Number 6, British Steel. Number 7, Hellbent for Leather. Number 8, Painkiller. Number 9, Redeemer of Souls. Number 10, Sin After Sin. Number 11, Angel of Retribution. Number 12 is Firepower. Number 13, Jugulator. Number 14 is Point of Entry. Number 15, Demolition. Number 16, Ram It Down. Number 17, Turbo. And number 18 is the wonderful album, Nostradamus. Okay, that's all 18. Whew. Thanks for watching this, guys. If you happen to enjoy it, hit the like button, please, and subscribe to my channel. This is new for me, and I'm just doing this for fun. And again, it's just my opinion. I know people probably think Turbo is the greatest album ever made. Not this guy, but I know people love it and probably love Nostradamus as well. Real quick, highly, I mean, to me, one of the greatest live albums ever made, Unleashed in the East. I mean, I know I've read that Rob Halford redid the vocals because I think he was battling bronchitis or a cold when he made it. But still, phenomenal album from front to back. Unleashed in the East, just a phenomenal album recorded in Japan. And then on DVD, man, Live Priest, the 82 Screaming for Vengeance tour. Doesn't get any better than this, man. Just phenomenal album. I got plenty of DVDs and other stuff too, but I got to give a little love to this album too. It's got Ripper Owens on here. Just KK's Priest after Priest, KK left the band. They won't let him rejoin, so he does this. I like the album. Ripper Owens is singing it, highly recommended. And, when Halford was gone, this is by far my favorite thing Rob Halford's done after he left. Fight, was okay. But this and Crucible, but this is a great album right here. Again, if you like what you see, hit like and subscribe, and I'll try to, throw out one of these at least once a week or every other week. But I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but and just hit the like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys. Later.